influence that has most continuously messed with my head, has confused my heart, and has set the bar so incredibly high when searching for that perfect man that one would need to be an Olympic pole vaulter to clear that thing. I'm talking about the profound and super unsettling lifelong aftershock that comes from reading books. You heard me, readers. Let me be more specific. I'm talking about being lulled into a blissful, naive childhood sleep with classic fairy tales like Cinderella, Snow White, and Sleeping Beauty. We were told tales of handsome princes, fabulous castles, and, well, happily ever after. The heroines were beautifully illustrated with their impossibly tiny waists, perfect facial features, and long, blown out, big, bouncy hair. Often amid their strife, they burst into uncontrollable songs of longing. Sometimes nearby friendly woodland creatures would sing along in perfect three-part harmony. These fictional young women of disproportionate beauty believed that one day their prince would come and would carry them off to a newfound wealth and opulence. And guess what? It happened. Hell, they even looked daisy fresh despite having spent the day sweeping cinders from the hearth or gathering nuts and berries in a dark and scary forest. In my only attempt to clean my fireplace, I can honestly say I looked like a charcoal briquette with blonde hair. And strangely, not once did I feel the urge to break into song. And where the hell are her girlfriends during all this abusive domestic unsanctioned labor? Are they also dipped in Disney, singing solos in rural isolation? When I was a child, I had a disconnect with the heroine who always seemed to need rescuing. I wasn't dreaming of Prince Charming, White Steed, and Happily Ever After. Admittedly, a fairy godmother would have certainly come in handy on multiple occasions, and those enviable glass slippers were no less practical than some of the other fabulous footwear taking up space in my closet. But I could not identify with the girl whose sole source of happiness revolved around this one thing: being plucked out of her shit show of a life by a super rich guy with great hair. I would be full out lying, though, if I said that as I grew up, those romantic fairy tale notions didn't plant an acorn of hope in my slightly jaded, well used heart, one of enduring love, a financially solvent man with a full head of hair. Why? Because we're told over and over in books and movies it can happen. It's a single girl's holy grail, the infamous gold, ring topped with a big, honking, brilliant, round cut solitaire. Not once did we, as readers, get a glimpse of that happily ever after 10 years down the line. The story stopped in modern day terms with handfuls of confetti thrown in the air outside the church. If we fast forward a decade, the chances are that our beautiful heroine has had a messy litter of children. Her hips have spread, her boobs, empty of any form or life from breastfeeding, will be hovering just inches above that not-so-tiny waist of hers, and she'll be too tired to even think about having sex, or shaving her legs for that matter. As for our Prince Charming, he's lost half his hair and no longer fits into his suit of armor. He'll probably be complaining that since slaying dragons and rescuing damsels are on the decline, they will have some serious cutbacks in the castle. The only heated action in the bedroom is the two arguing about the temperature setting on the thermostat because the doctor just told our princess that she's perimenopausal. Where's that story, Disney? As I got older, I started examining the books and movies that had deliciously lured me as a youth. The well-respected writings of authors such as Jane Austen or the Brontes, esteemed writers of literature whose books I devoured, or their film adaptations I obsessively wept over. But at some point, the penny dropped. Dang, there it was. These highly regarded literary works were fairy tales too, with an eternal romantic pursuit of the near-perfect man and happily ever after. In London, I have